Hello, hello, hello. Greetings, beautiful souls. I am Alicia Barney Matahari, the Heart Whisperer. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back and thank you for being here. Drop-ins and newcomers, it is wonderful to have you here also. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and sharing your time and energy with me in this beautiful constellation of souls. I am so grateful and I adore you all. So let's get into it. Today we're asking what blessings are coming in for you. So pile number one, we have this fortune cookie. Pile number two, we have this Om bell. And pile number three, we have our Ganesh. Take a moment, decide which pile is for you, and I am going to get started with pile number one. Hi, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. Remember, these readings are timeless, so trust your intuition. Don't take what doesn't resonate. Take what resonates, leave the rest, and don't make it fit. So you chose this lovely fortune cookie. And we'll put your number one up here beside you. First out, you have belief. Card number 11. Card number two, you've got the Sovereign, which pairs actually really nicely with belief. And you've got butterfly medicine. Beautiful. So belief, the frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. The Sovereign speaks of being the sovereign in your own life, being the king and queen in your own life, being the reigning energy in your own life. And butterfly medicine speaks to cycles. So I'm wondering, pile number one, have you suffered from a lack of self-worth? I'm really getting scapegoat energy from this pile. Have you just maybe come out of a period of shadow work? 11 is giving me 8th house, November 11/11 portal, transformation. Butterfly is also synonymous with transformation. I'm also getting Virgo energy with the 9. That's showing, going within and looking to your own light and connecting through the heart, connecting through your own microcosm to the energies available to us all in the macrocosm and activating these latent gifts within ourselves. So you may have been in a period of hermitude and you're now emerging as the sovereign that you were always meant to be after this process of cleansing, clearing, being in your cocoon and emerging into the world as this beautiful, integrated, transformed, transcended being that you are. Really, really beautiful. And the blessing that's coming through for you is actually self-worth. And for someone who has been, let's say you grew up in a home where you had emotionally dysregulated caregivers, and you were someone, let's say you're the cycle breaker of the family line of the generation, the generational curse breaker, as they like to say these days. You may have been the scapegoat, and you may have been the one that was blamed when things go wrong. You may have been the truth teller. You may have been quite psychic, and you may have been quite clairsentient and claircognizant, and you might, out of the mouths of babes, I'm hearing. So you may have been punished for kind of reflecting back to the adults in your life, or even other siblings, truth, that you didn't have the discernment as a young child to know that that was activating a trigger in them or a wound in them, or that you were, when you were offering love, that because they weren't able to offer you that same love, but they were wanting to take that love from you, if that makes sense. At the same time, punishing you for being that beautiful light, the heart of the family. You may have had to do the emotional labor of the family. So you could have come from one of those families, let's say, that prized intellect and achievement over genuine connection, and who mistook discipline for punishment. So let's say you did something not right, wrong, because you're a child and you're learning. And instead of disciplining you and explaining to you why we don't hurt other people, maybe you just got punished for it. And that can go two ways. That can create somebody who is either overly proving themselves to be pure of heart and to be a safe person, and somebody who then goes down the people pleasing route. If I make it easy for you, if I make myself as non-threatening as possible, then you've no reason to come at me. And that's just a target for bullies. So that puts a target on your back. The other side of it is sometimes it's like, well, if I'm going to be blamed, I might as well just be the a-hole anyway. So it can go either way. And what I'm hearing is, that song from Christina Aguilera, the voice within. When you're safe inside your room, you tend to dream of a place where nothing's harder than it seems. No one ever wants or bothers to explain of the heartache life can bring and what it means. I'm seeing a little child in their bedroom having been punished, but not really understanding the underlying thing other than I did a thing, mommy and daddy are mad, or whoever is mad is being taken care of. So it's kind of giving that idea of, walking through a field and trying to step on landmines that you don't even know are there because the teaching isn't there. So you end up like over time, layers and layers and layers of the nervous system just really trying to manage or trying to compute every certain outcome and learning from the experience. And it ends up being a huge weight for your emotional body to have to carry, and it gets into your physiology, like your nervous system gets triggered. It's giving very strong complex PTSD, to be honest. And I'm hearing pirate parental figures, because when you do that to a little kid who's not equipped with the life skills to be able to manage a family or have an understanding, but yet they are the emotional resting place, dumping ground of other people's problems, where they don't have the bandwidth, the experience, or the skills to process it, and it's beyond it's inappropriate for sure. But it's like it's stolen future. It's like a future pillaged, and it's a stolen identity because you never get to be you. I'm also seeing a case where, in the family, you might be the calm one. So when, let's say, your sibling gets into trouble, when they do something wrong, that the parents won't discipline the sibling because they're so sensitive and they'll just burst into tears. So you get the brunt of not only the things that you do wrong, but also the brunt of the things that other people do wrong. So there's an inappropriate levying of blame disproportionate to a child's actual development. And what that creates is somebody who goes out into the world and who ends up getting burnt out because they can't even, like, you might have been somebody who shone really bright as a child, but then wasn't able to kind of translate that into something in your early adult years because you were so busy doing the emotional labor. Because once you leave the house, then you're in a wider community and there's only more people who are dumping on you. And if you're willing to do the work of other people because you don't know any better, because you've been a trained monkey basically, but you're very strong and people are thinking, well, if they're given, I'm going to take. And you haven't learned those skills of having discernment and having appropriate boundaries and again being punished for that, and now that lives in your nervous system until you do that shadow work and clear that. To experience that is very painful, and it can seem that can very often lead to someone who ends up being a late bloomer. And that's what I'm getting, this beautiful transformation, that feeling of self-worth that suddenly becomes, I don't want to say second nature, but it's integrated into your being now. And I'm sure that, they say that when you learn a lesson, and this seems like a whole transformation, but life will give you the opportunity to see if it's really kind of landed. So I'm seeing that it's not that from now it's plain sailing until, you come out the other side, until you reach your final breath, but you will navigate those challenges now as a sovereign, and you will be willing to say no. You will be willing to let other people carry their own burdens, and you will not allow yourself to call yourself lazy or not good for not picking up other people's burdens. You're not going to allow yourself to set yourself on fire anymore to keep somebody else warm. And that's what I'm really getting for you. And that is so priceless to somebody who has lived their lives on edge, being overburdened by other people's stuff, who just get to a point where I can't live for myself anymore. I can't make decisions because I'm punished. When I do something for me, people take it as an attack on them, but you look around and you don't see that being the case for other people. It's giving very strong narcissist empath dynamic. So first out, you have the 9 of Cups, which is the card of fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, creative fulfillment, matters of the heart fulfillment. And it is before the 10 of Cups, before you build your 10 of Cups is the whole happiness. This is just, again, echoing. So we have 2 9s. This is towards the completion, but this is being happy with who you are, and happy with how you show up, and happy with what you're creating, and happy with what you have and who you're being, all that good stuff. Then we've got the 6 of Cups, which again is speaking to that. It's a card of nostalgia, but it's also speaking to inner child. In this case, for me, that's what I'm getting from it. Like you being kind and good to your inner child, and reparenting. It's giving reparenting and giving to yourself, giving back to yourself when others were guilting you into and gaslighting you into giving to them instead of giving to yourself. It's also speaking of a move away. This is the first card where we have 2 people in it. It's also giving fertility. We have a flower in each cup, and the flower is white. It's giving this a rebirth into purity, into like a fresh start. But I'm seeing people coming into your life, soul family, who will want to give to you, who will want to reciprocate. And then this is, in this card, there is a figure giving to another figure. And this is a gift not only that you've given to yourself, but it's going to be manifest and reflected back in your 3D world. We've got the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, she is the sword of truth facing up into the heavens. She is very discerning. She's got butterflies on her crown. She is and she's got clouds on her cape. So this is showing to me how connected you are to the higher realms, and that you're really protected and guided, and you have been that for other people, and you will continue to be that for other people, but not at the cost of yourself. You will decide which battle that you want to engage in, if any at all. And we're all called to battle at some point, and you will be the sovereign in deciding that. The Queen of Swords is also talking about, it's the realm of air. So there's been a healing in your mental body. There's those intrusive thoughts. You have the ability to I'm seeing Gandalf now on the bridge of whatever that bridge was, and he was like, "You shall not pass." You're able to now stand in direct opposition to those intrusive thoughts and say, "No, that was a projection. That is not the truth." You have got the Four of Wands. That is the card of celebration. Again, we've got two people here. You may be meeting your life partner. You may be having a rebirth inside of the partnership that you're in. It can be an engagement, it can be a wedding, it can be a marriage, it can be just maybe you're going to meet your divine partner. We have the Seven of Wands, a lot of Wands energy. I feel like the people that you have put up boundaries against, they're still going to be tugging at your energy. They're still going to be thinking about you a lot, which is, as the Queen of Swords, you're going to be able to protect your energy field a lot better. Emerson said, "Stand gate at the portal of your mind." Whether or not you stay in as close connection with these people as you have in the past, that will be entirely up to you, and that's your discernment, and you've got your discernment on at this point, is entirely up to you. But there will be some people maybe that you're just like, it's just not worth it being in a relationship where you constantly expect me to feed you, but you don't want to reciprocate, and you don't want to, you don't want to be in relationship, you just want to take from me. We have got the Four of Pentacles here, and that can be stability. It can also be a bit of a miser card, but I'm not really getting that because it's under the, if anything, the misers are the people who are like, how dare you not give to me in the way that you were giving to you? But yet you're the other side of that, the other balancing factor of that is that you're putting stability into your own life and you're building a foundation, and it's under the Nine of Cups, which again is that fulfillment card. And then you have the Chariot, which is Cancer energy, the Moon. You, after the six, after you make a decision, so you might be making some decisions with this new you that's emerging, and with that you can move forward. Cancer or Chariot is one of the fastest moving cards in the pack, and it speaks to balance, the black and the white, the feminine and the masculine, the heart and the head. As above, so below, as within, so without, as with the universe, so with the soul. Like, you have a really beautiful, balanced equanimity about your energy now, and you will move forward so much more smoothly for you, because you're not going to let people just cling on to you in a way that you were before, because you know that you can't do somebody else's push-ups for them. You can't think their thoughts for them. You can't actually heal them. They can feel better in your energy, but if they want to be healed, I'm hearing Jesus in the Bible say, would you be healed? And then you've got the Hierophant. You're directly connected to spirit. This can also speak to a marriage. So again, you might be meeting your person, and you might have somebody to, walk with you and help defend you against all of these people who maybe there were 6 people in your life who were just like, you're not giving to me the way you were, and I want you to. And you may have a partner now that will help say, knock it off. Who do you think you are? I'm seeing actually 3 couples come against you. And the Hierophant, you could be meeting a teacher, or you could be becoming the teacher. Hierophant can also speak to legal matters. Again, that's suggesting that you could be meeting your person, or you could be moving into some sort of, it's a commitment card. So maybe you're committing to having your own boundaries, being discerning, fulfilling yourself, filling your own cup first, putting on your own oxygen mask before you are willing to give your overflow to help others. And because you're so abundant, I'm nearly surprised that the Empress card didn't come out, because you're so abundant, like, you will still have all that available to give to other people. You just won't be doing it at your own expense anymore. So I feel like this message is complete. This is really beautiful. Pile number one, I am really, really proud of you and happy for you for all of the work that you have done. I can see that you've been through so much, and you've just really emerged as this strong, yet also, I don't want to say delicate, strong, but also with a light touch kind of person. You can boss up when you need to, but you can also be very gentle and very sensitive with others. And you do it in a way that's actually very heart-centered and very faith-based. You're a powerhouse, pile number one. So congratulations. Self-worth. That is the gift, that the blessing that is coming in for you. And that is the most so precious to someone who has been through what you have been through. I am sending you so many blessings and so much love. Bye, pile number one. Hello, pile number two. Welcome to your reading. You chose this Om bell, and we'll put it up here along with your number two. So what blessings are coming in for you, pile number two? First up, you have emergence. Second up, you have the balancer, card number one. And from the animal medicine deck, you have eagle medicine. Very beautiful. So pile number two, you have 2 ones, which is really gorgeous. Emergence speaks to the frequency of emergence, invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. It's reminding me of reflecting, actually. And the French word for to wonder is je me demande. And I know it's not one word, but the phrase is I ask of myself. So that going within. So I feel like, same in pile number one, you might be coming out of, an emergence would speak to that as well. Maybe you're emerging. You're coming out of a period of solitude, a period of quietude, a period of hermitude, and really reflecting and asking yourself, what would I love? What does matter to me? What are my values? Who do I want to be around? What do I want to contribute to the world? Why is there so much nonsense in the world? And how can I navigate that in a way that not only honors spirit? Eagle is the closest creature to spirit. It flies so high. It has laser-like focus to be able to see the detail. It can go right after what it wants from miles in the air. It can see a mouse or a small piece of prey that it wants to go after from very high, but it also has that high perspective and high view, precision. And the balancer speaks to how the best pounce comes from a balanced position. So taking that moment to reset. It talks of being responsive rather than reactive. And rather, that's kind of suggesting to me, actually, pile number two, that it's giving reactive abuse. That maybe you used to be a little more impulsive, because when you haven't learned to be responsive and people are in your face a lot, it's very easy to be reactive. It's giving the blessing that's coming in for you that I feel very strongly is equanimity. You're no longer going to be as reactive to, let's say, the energies around you, the craziness that is like consistently consistent in our world, and the escalating. There's fake news, there's clickbait, there's rage bait, and people are losing their minds. They're losing their ability to, we've got, let's say, just for example, in the political sphere, we've got both factions like really up in arms against each other. And that, irrespective of who's right or wrong, it's still being in that conflict space all the time, and you being able to have equanimity and being able to be serene in the face of that, no matter what's going on around you, because you know who you are, because you've asked yourself these questions, and you're very focused, you're laser focused on what it is that you want to go after, and when you want to go after it, what resources you're willing to share with others, what resources you need to serve your highest and greatest good, what resources you need to serve spirit. Really beautiful energy. Wow. Ace of Cups. Wow. That's just, aces are a burst of opportunity, a burst of like raw energy. And again, that's speaking to like you've really connected in with your heart space and what you will build forward. You've made that heart space, that heart energy, that clarity. And remember, the heart chakra is the yam. It is the chakra of discernment. It is the last chakra of the 3D world that is the domain of humanity, let's say. And then the next chakra up is the throat chakra, which is the first of the ether chakras, which then goes into the higher realms. You have got judgment. Oh my gosh. So that comes after the sun. Judgment is that point of evaluation. It is that point of reckoning, really. So you've had a reckoning with yourself. And you've got this raw energy where you've drawn a line under how you're willing to show up. Six of Wands, oh my gosh, that's a card of visibility and success. And it's a card of recognition as well. The work that you've put in is being recognized, or the work that what you will birth, what you will create, what you will grow. Because cups, as well as matters of the heart, it also speaks to creativity, but it speaks to creativity more kind of in a Neptunian, Piscean, round kind of flow way, rather than the fire creativity of the wands. Oh my gosh, 10 of Cups, the whole kit and caboodle. That's the happiness card. The Chariot. Oh, wow. Cancer energy, intuition. Cancer represents mother. Cancer has that hard shell with that ooey gooey inside as well. Four of Wands, the celebration card. So you've got the 10 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. This could very much either be a labor of love for you, or it could be you meeting your person. And that actually came up in pile number 1 as well. You've got the King of Coins, which is the King of Pentacles. So whatever it is that you're building in this next phase, whatever it is that's of your heart, that's whether it be a relationship, or it be a creative project, or it just be your life. Like everything, I'm getting Midas touch. Just magical, pure magical. And Page of Wands, which is Page is pure potential. So maybe it's at an early stage. It could also be that there is somebody in your life that you could be in the early stages of, or you could have a project that's in the early stages of. But these cards are speaking to, because of what you have built up internally, that you're going to be very, very successful in that. It's giving either a creative project or a happy family, a relationship. It could be either, depending on, take it how it resonates. You'll know yourself. I want to take a couple of more of these cards for you. I didn't take them in pile number 1. Elders. Spiritual mentoring, equality, stability, wisdom, experience, counsels. You could be meeting your divine counterpart, and you guys could be coming together as a couple and putting out something into the world that is very, I want to say, like acting as elders in a community. Breathing, ground, feel sensations, purity, clarity, expression. And that's over the Eagle and the Ace of Cups. That's like 3 ones in a row. 1, 1, 1. I feel like you're just having like an expansion in consciousness, and what you're building now. Like, these cards are incredibly joyful, but they're incredibly spiritual as well. Really, really beautiful. I wonder if you're going to come in contact with your star family and manifest. And we've got purple, 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 which is a very spiritual color. And manifest here, she's got 2 orbs in her hands. We've got the butterfly here. She's got her wings. Co-creation, gratitude, divine alignment, joyful visions. Either you might be coming together with your star family to, or soul family, star family, like to build something. And I'm seeing something on scale, something, you know, a collaborative project. And whether that is with your counterpart, or maybe through this work you'll meet your counterpart, or something along those lines. But very, very elevated, very, very charged spiritually, very, very pure of heart. Just really, really gorgeous, pile number 2. And you're able to do that because of the equanimity. And that is the blessing that's coming for you, is this beautiful creative spark and period of manifestation from that beautiful, serene, equanimous space that you have cultivated in yourself. Wow, pile number 2. Oh my gosh, the world needs this. The world needs you. Thank you so much for stopping by. This completes your message. Do leave a comment if you feel called, and drop an emoji if that feels good for you. Give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, I hope you'll consider subscribing, and I hope to see you at another reading. Bye, pile number 2. Hello, pile number 3. You chose this Ganesh statue. So we'll put our lovely Ganesh up here with your number 3 here. And we are asking today, what blessings are coming in for you? So first up, you have magic. Ooh, I love that. Magic. Who doesn't want magic? The wild child. Gorgeous. And cheetah. Amazing. Okay. So magic. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and as profound as we can imagine. All that is required is our belief in their manifestation. The wild child and cheetah. Card number 6. That's giving movement after stability. So you might have felt like you were in kind of a holding pattern and that you were doing your energetic work. You might be coming out of a space of doing a lot of energetic work. If you look, the cheetah has markings on its face, and they're sometimes called the black tear. So you might have been releasing some darker family trauma, generational trauma in this period. You might have been alchemizing something like that. The wild child is also giving, you know, children should be seen and not heard. Like, I feel like I'm getting this, who am I seeing? I'm seeing the, oh, you know what it is? You know, in the movie Up, at the very, very beginning, when the two meet, there's the little boy with the balloon, and then there's the girl with the wild hair and the tooth, and she's kind of all over the place. But then they have this whole beautiful relationship, and you see their whole of their life play out. I'm getting that energy, that little girl, that like maybe you weren't allowed to express and be wild and untamed in your life, whether that happened as a child, whether that happened when you were, you know, kind of just society, or whether it was self-imposed discipline and clip the wings, and boys can be rambunctious and girls need to be compliant, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So it depends in what environment you grew up. At certain generations were more of that vein than not. The other thing with cheetah is cheetahs can be, they're these beautiful, majestic, big cats, but they can also be tamed. You can have them as house pets. They're like quite big, and I'm hearing that Taylor Swift song. I forget what it's called. Don't worry, we took her teeth out. So I'm feeling like your wildness and your beautiful, untamed quality that was fiery and beautiful, and I don't want to say feral, but just more, some people are just more free spirited than others, that maybe you were, kind of, I'm seeing now bound feet from the, the Chinese culture, where they literally, like, I mean, that was a very brutal process just to make women petite, to fit people in a box, square peg in a round hole kind of thing. And that your magic would have been suppressed because your wings were clipped and you were pushed into whatever and told to go down a certain path, whether that be that, like, you wanted to be, for example, someone who wanted to be an artist and who's moved by music and or another form of art, but is forced to go to, become a lawyer or a doctor or something. The cheetah also, it's the fastest moving land mammal. I can't remember how fast it can go, but it needs to kind of it needs to rest a lot after those bursts of energy. So you could have been somebody who would have bursts of energy, but then you'd need to actually replenish that energy. So that's not how society likes us to be. It's like, go into a classroom and sit there and be on a timetable. Like, I feel like you were just very much knocked off of your own rhythm. It's giving very superhero vibes as well, that, in the beginning you had, like, you might have got in trouble because you had all these magical abilities and qualities, but you didn't have the guidance and you didn't have the training to be able to master them in some kind of way. It's giving baby superhero. I feel like what's coming online for you is temperance is a real ability. Like, these gifts are opening up for you, these psychic and magical gifts, and I feel like recognition is coming through for you for having them. So maybe you already do it, and maybe it'll be an expansion, let's say, in your business, and it will go from being small to being larger, and maybe you have a side hustle and now you're able to go mainstream and have it be your main gig, or maybe you don't and you decide that you want to start sharing your gifts with other people, whereas you've always in the past kept them for yourself. The Death card of rebirth and transformation after temperance. Ace of Air, so that is the Ace of Swords. So that's clarity, clear thinking, a burst of mental energy, and a real sort of truth, a burst of truth, a burst of clarity. You might get a great idea that helps you to really unleash this magic into the world in a way that not only lights up your world and fills your heart and makes you feel more you than ever, but also serves what you're here to accomplish. Then you've got the Six of Wands, which is it's a card of visibility. It's a card of recognition. This came out in the last pile as well. But see here, it's in outer space. So I feel you going beyond the realms of where you have been before. Like, you might now start, being able to remote view, for example, whereas maybe you've been training and it hasn't been as successful as you wanted it to be, but now, like, it's clicking, it's working for you. You have the Empress card. That is the card of fertility. Empress is associated with Taurus. Taurus is values, it's the throat, and it is the neck, and that's giving me throat chakra. You may be speaking. You may be speaking your gifts. You may be helping others through speaking them, through expressing, at least, whether it's art or whether it's some sort of, kind of mediumship or tarot reading or some expression of your psychic gifts that is serving. But whatever you're moving into, we've got success and we've got fertility. you're rebirthing. You've got the card of birth and rebirth. You've got the King of Wands. Oh my gosh. Like the King of Wands is able to create, but he's also able to sustain it. He's top of his game. It's a card of leadership. It's a card of wisdom. It's a card of creativity. It's a card of it's leonine energy. It's bringing that sun, like that who you are, out into the world in a way that's a leader, that's a master. You have, let me just cover this a little bit. This is the Five of Swords. I feel like this is not you. I feel like what you're bringing, you're going to be able to bring love and healing to the tormented. You're going to be able to lift them up either through your art or through these psychic gifts that you have, whatever that looks like for you. I feel like you're going to be really a godsend to others with these gifts, with these blessings that are, I think, feel you're going to be a blessing to others with what is coming through for you, what you're birthing, what you're putting out into the world, what you're going to be successful for, what you're going to be known for, this amazing idea that you're likely going to have. And it could relate in some way to animals as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be people. I was seeing that I think it was on the news in the last couple of weeks, that person who, all the beagles that were like, there was thousands of beagles that were rescued and rehomed from some facility somewhere in the United States. So it could be something, it's giving me that as an imagery. And then of course you've got the Hermit. That's suggesting that you could be a guide to people, that you're really using your gifts in this most beautiful, beautiful way, and that you are serving spirit, but you are also a light in the dark to others. Really gorgeous, pile number 3. Your magic is being seen, and you have mastery over it. You've got a lot of cards of wisdom here, the Hermit and the Father of Fire, the King of Wands. You've got Temperance. That can mean, it can mean, kind of a love relationship, but it can also, so that could actually be it under the Father of Fire as well. You could be meeting your person. That came up in like the last 3 readings. There was that energy. I feel like a lot of the collective actually might be coming into some sort of union. There's a real shift in the collective right now of what's being left behind, Death card, and what's being opened up. A lot of Fool energy, Ace energy, new beginnings, and visibility is coming up quite a lot. And a lot of fertility and creativity as well. And guidance. Blessing. Oh my gosh. Wow. Beyond the soul path. Honor all life. Exchange of joy without karma or sacrifice. I feel like you've been doing that, and now it's just, the rainbow is the promise after the flood, that you're protected. I feel like you are that for other people, and I feel like the divine is really allowing you to see this manifest for yourself also. Awakening, spiritual awakening, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Know who you are, DNA activation. I feel like you're really experiencing upgrades like throughout your whole body, your physical body, your astral body, and your causal body. Like there's really an expansion and an awakening going on here. Divine feminine, receive your birthright, unconditional love. I mean, you just emanate that energy, and you receive that energy, that idea. When everyone is giving, everybody is receiving. You are a literal walking embodiment of that process, of that energy signature, of that way of being in the world. And it's really, really beautiful. And I feel like that's just the next stage for you. We're moving in. It's just giving leadership. It's just giving, and again, that might be divine feminine, divine masculine. There could be a union coming, or it could be just, more union with your angels and your guides. I'm going to leave it there, pile number 3. This is really beautiful. That's what's coming in for you. Just expansion and a real mastery over your gifts. That you have been, it's giving that you've been in quietly working behind the scenes, and now it's kind of all clicking together. So thank you, pile number 3. This completes your message. Do leave an emoji in the comments. If this resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed your reading or found it helpful. I hope to see you at another reading. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Sending you lots of love. Bye.